Hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl. Welcome to my studio. Well, I'm so happy you're all here. I want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers, and hugs and kisses to all of my returning gals who watch on a regular, gals and guys, who watch on a regular basis. I'm really happy to have you here. And thank you for all of your comments. They're wonderful. I love them. They're fabulous. They make my day every day that I read them. So thank you so much. Well, today I'm kind of out of breath because I kind of raced up the stairs to get going on this video. I have been promising to show you how to make this giant pocket. And when I showed it, I think it was on the very first day of January, you all said you wanted to learn how to make this. So I'm gonna, I'm looking at it carefully. I'm going to do my best to remember how I made this because it's been a little bit. And I only made it the one time. I should have made multiples because then, you know, it'd be stuck in my head. So we're gonna give this a try today, and I'll try to make two. That way you see it twice, and then I have a few more, you know. So I'm gonna show it two different ways. So anyway, that's it. We're going to be using a 12 by 12 paper pad. This one, I don't know what one this was, who makes this one. It is not a Blue Fern or anything. Let's see if I can find it so I can show you. For those, somebody will ask me, oh, it's a Prima. And I got this on clearance at Michael's or someplace like that. So anyway, this is the one I'm using. I'm using the lavender one. Very pretty. Very pretty. And everybody I know loves purple or lavender. My granddaughters, my daughter, my sister, you know, both my sisters love purple. So this is just a good, if I want to make it a present for somebody, I think this would be good. So we have the little brandy strip at the top, which we won't need, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. The first thing we're going to do is get out our scoreboard, or you can use a ruler and any kind of a butter knife or a bone folder. You've seen me do it a million times. You know how to do it. So if not, watch one of my older videos and you'll see how I do it without a scoreboard. I just got this for Christmas, so this is new to me. And the first thing we're going to do is not this side. I haven't cut it off because I'm not worried, but you can pre-cut that off if you want. I'm just going to take it. I've already done it, but I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch on the bottom. Whatever the bottom of your paper is, do it at a 1/2 inch. And then take your side, and you can either be this side or this side, and score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, so you can do one side and the bottom are what you want to do. All right, that's the first thing you want to do. And you want this side and this bottom are going to be scored at 1/2 inch. And I'll show you in a minute why I'm not worrying about this top half just yet. Oh, let me put that away so I don't lose it, because I know everybody says they lose their little score tools for not putting away. So we don't want that, right? I'm going to take out my new little handy dandy, tool. Let's do that. So I'm going to fold it and I did score it both top and bottom when I scored it. I scored it on the bottom, I flipped it over, and I scored it again. I scored it on the side, then I scored it again. So hopefully I wouldn't get any cracking in my paper. That is the goal. So we want to go, and we're going to fold it down. Give it a good hard burnish. Then we're going to do our side. Now, I can't exactly remember how I did this, so give me a minute. Been a while since I made it. I know I scored this like twice, so I shouldn't have any trouble. I'm not the best at scoring, as you guys know. I'm getting better, though. It's getting better. All right. Now, you know, pull my sleeves up here. We have this little corner, but I'm not going to worry about that corner just yet. Now, but before we get going, I want you to get your paper cutter out. And we only need to make this 10 inches tall. So before we do, sorry guys. paper cutter down, paper cutter down. Okay. I have to get out my big one. Woo. Okay, so this one is only 9.5 inches tall. So if I want to fold this down, that's a good way to do it. We want to cut off, we want to cut this at 10 inches. Okay, so I'm having a hard time. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to restart this. Let me see. I want this 10 inches. Let's start it this way. We're going to cut it off at 10 inches. Then you fold your 1/2 inch and your 1/2 inch. Let's do it that way. I didn't do it that way when I made it because I was doing a process, you know, like I was working on it and trying to figure it out as I was going, and I was only making the one. I wasn't going to make anymore, so I didn't really pay attention to what I did because I wasn't going to make anymore. But now that I'm going to make it, I have to figure this out with you guys. So we're going to cut off 2 inches, and we need this couple of inches. We're going to use this for pockets, okay? So now we have our pad, and what we want to do is we want to fold it in half. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch it at the top. If you would like, you can score this to keep it from cracking, up to you. Or just manually fold it. I don't know if I will score it, or I don't know if I'm going to try to score it or not. I can certainly try. I may or may not be on camera because this is bigger, I think, than my viewing frame. Okay, hopefully I got that right. Where'd it go? I'm getting a pile next to me, but that's for sure. And you want to make sure that your fold and your fold are all together. Make sure they're even because you don't want any hanging over. Because you're going to glue this down, and if you do want any over, it's going to be on the back side, not on the front side. I'm uncoordinated today. Sorry, guys. This is my second video for the day. Could be why. All right. Now, we don't want all of this extra bulk here. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know if I did this the same way last time or not, but I'm going to cut off this strip right here. Right to the middle fold and leave the strip over here. So the one that has this and this, we're going to cut this off because we don't need all this bulk, okay? So let's hope I'm doing this right. If I'm not, we'll know in a minute. Try to cut it on the line. That's why I'm going to do 2 of these because I seem so unsure right here. Because like I said, I didn't think I was going to make any more of these, so I didn't really... I was goofing around and wasn't paying attention to how I was doing it, and I am going to just barely clip that out of there. And I don't want, just want to barely trim that. Don't cut a big angle there. Don't do that. All right, there we go. So we're good to go. Let me make sure I cut that nice and even on the bottom. All right, now you have your pocket. But if you want it to be fancy on the top, I made myself a little template. I don't have one for you. You're going to have to come up with your own. And I use this for a number of projects. So I just kind of place it where I want it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get my ruler out. And I'm going to hold it down. Now I've got this, I don't know if you can see, I've got this at the top, right? And I pretty much am lining it up where I want it to be, where I want the scallops to be. You're going to have to make your own. I'm sure you can find one somewhere. And I'm doing it at the very top. Well, I think I'm going to... Where's my pencil? I'm going to draw. So you can draw whatever you want. You can have 1 or 2 little scallops. You can have it rounded. You could just make it round. Whatever you want. Mine is kind of odd shaped. It keeps changing the more I use it. Now I'm going to cut this in a minute. I'll cut it first. I can barely see my pencil line. It's blending in with my beautiful purple papers. You only want to cut one side, not both. And you only want to cut it right up to your fold, not past that. And then, this is where I recommend some little scissors, because your blade can end up cutting into your folder and you don't want that. Okay. I'm going to trim this up a little bit because I got it, too much of the fold is still there. There you have it. All right. You want to use a double-sided paper for this, or glue 2 pieces of paper together. You don't want it to be white. Now, I want this to fold down. So, let me see if that's what I did on this one. It looks like I folded it down. Not this upside down, I do. 1.5 inches. Okay, so I folded down. So I want to measure down 1.5 inches. I'm not using this Tim Holtz. And I'm going to line it up the best I can. I'm doing it by eye. And I'm just going to score that using a bone folder and whatever. You can't really use your scoreboard for this. So what I do want to do is I want to cut down, I don't know if you could see that, cut down that line right there. And then I'm gonna cut there and there. So I'm gonna take that little bit out of there. And I'm gonna fold it back like that to give me that little scallop fold down that we have. I can't say I'm crazy about this paper. So if you get one you're not crazy about, this would be the time if you wanted to cover it with another paper. If this isn't your thing and you're like, oh, I really don't like this, this would be when I would, I'm trying to figure out, I want to trim up this edge over here. Just a little bit, and I want to trim this edge just a little bit. This is why I don't do tutorials, you guys. I'm not great with, you know, stuff like this, so. And I'm gonna trim that just a little bit so it stays out of the way. There we are. Now this is your pocket. And I do not like what I did over here, so I'm going to see if I can clean this up a bit. Now on this one, I did trim both sides. So I guess this would be now the time for me to go that I've got it the way I want it. I would go ahead and trim this back so that it matches the front. I should have cut them both at the same time. I guess I did the first time. So that you have that scallop or oval or whatever you want over here. If you've got a good edge that you like, some kind of punch or a big shot, you know, that you can use to give you a pretty edge, I would use that. I just hand drew a scallop. Okay. That's pretty close. Doesn't have to be exact because I'm going to fold it down. So at this point you can ink it. You can cover this up right here with some paper if you don't like it, and cover this if you don't like it, but do it before you glue. Okay, so if you're going to change that at all, I mean, you could certainly use your scraps that are left if you don't want to use them as a pocket, but I used my scraps on the back, although I can honestly tell you I don't really care for this paper, so I don't think I'm going to use them on the back. And if I cover it up, then it's the same and it doesn't look very pretty. So I guess I'll just leave the print as it is. Because you're supposed to use your scraps to make your pockets, both front and back. You take and use it on the front and the back to give you this first pocket, and then you do a vellum pocket as your second pocket. So it's totally up to you. I love the outside of this paper, but I really don't like this inside. Maybe, sorry, if like Gail, I do some, I'm having terrible sinus issues today, guys. It's just awful. I can hardly talk. They're really bad. It has warmed up quite a bit, and so now my throat's really bothering me. And I forgot this is a brand new ink pad, so I just really inked the heck out of that. I didn't mean to. I may see if I have some lavender distress ink, and maybe I might add that too later. But, you know, that kind of helped with it. And if I put a bow and I put a card in there and I put some words over it, I can cover most of that, I think, don't you? So I'm going to go ahead and ink this before I do any gluing. Sometimes it's just easier if you're going to ink to do it now. Now, at this point, if you like to sew on your sewing machine, I would stitch right here, here, and up to there, not the fold line, or fold this down and then stitch all the way across. You could do that too. And, you know, you could go, you could just outline it with your sewing machine if you like to stitch. This definitely would be the time to do it, okay? So I don't think there's anything else I need to do. I think I will just go ahead and glue it. I'm just kind of sloppily putting this on here. I'm not really worrying about it too much. I can fix it. I'm thinking I might want to tuck that in. I tucked the little bottom corner in, one into the other. Give it a good little burnish. And there's your pocket. It's not a difficult thing. It's super easy. It's a good size. It's the same as this one. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I have some vellum on my floor here by me. I think I even have some scraps I can use. Oh, I love the gold with this. This is very pretty. I wasn't expecting it to be so pretty. Oh, nope. Here's one. I think I will go ahead and cut myself some vellum here, right there. I don't think I need my big old paper cutter. I have so many cutters by me, you would just like crack up if you saw it. You know I went right into this. I hope you're all well and happy and safe and everybody in your family's okay and nobody's suffering from you know what. So, I hope you're all good. I guess I didn't realize we weren't supposed to use that word on YouTube. I don't know. I heard that someone say that the other day. We're not supposed to talk about it. So, because they only want certain information out there. So it's like, oops, okay, I won't use the word. You know what I'm talking about though. I know you do. So you're not stupid. Oh my goodness. They treat us like we're dumb sometimes, I swear. Alrighty. Let's get a little notch in this. And let's ink it up. I have another one to make, so I think if I make the other one, that'll give me some pieces for pockets and stuff. So we'll do that in just a second here. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this on. I think I'll use this. I've been really successful with this lately. I think I told you I made some ephemera holders recently using vellum, and this worked pretty well. So far, so good anyway. Fingers crossed, right? Anyway, what are you guys doing? Anything exciting, new, fun, cool project? Some of you are working on wedding books for a wedding gift. I don't know if you're working on a journal, I think, for a wedding gift, you said. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. That is a cool gift. Very cool gift. I think that's a good time to give a handmade gift to a bride and a groom that they can use for their future or about their wedding, or for them to put all their memories in from their wedding. Okay, I made that very high. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cut the second one, prep the second one that I'm going to keep. And I'm going to try to do it the way I should have showed you the first time, which is to cut this, before we do anything, at 10 inches. Okay, so I'm going to make it 10 inches. I'll flip this over just for a second. Okay, and then that will give me some other pockets to work with, right? And then you're going to score. Did I just cut off my score? No. I know I scored the bottom. Oh, yeah, I did. I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch and the side at 1/2 inch. The bottom at 1/2 inch and the side at 1/2 inch. Super simple. Cut off 10 inch, make it 10 inches tall. Score it. Score it over here and burnish. And I did score both front and back. I just did it off camera so I wouldn't be fumbling around too much. Didn't really help, did it? All right. And then we don't need all of this bulk. So we're going to, whoops, before we do that, excuse me, almost forgot. We need to fold this in half. So I am going to, and you could score on the right or the left side. This time I scored on the left side. Last time I scored on the right side. I wanted to see what it would look like if I did it that way. I think I like the folded on the top versus on this other side. So this is the flat edge. I think I liked it that way, where you have the, I like the folded edge on the top is what I'm trying to say. This time the flat edge is going to be on the top. So I'm going to have to really, really, really be careful with my folds. But either way, let's get this folded down. I need to make it very, very, very exact. So I may have to stick my head in there because I can't mess this up. That's really hard to see without being right on top of it. Now, if you would like, you can go ahead and score that. I may, because it's stiff enough, it's thick enough, depends on how thick your paper is. But I'm sort of struggling with it right now. I love the Score Pal. If you don't have one, I highly recommend this one. I had a We Are Memory Keeper and I hated it because it had the fold in the middle. It was part cutter, paper cutter, and part. I hated that one. It was so hard to use. I'm gonna probably give it away to somebody, because probably my daughter, see if she wants it, because I'm never gonna use it. I just did not like it. I didn't feel like the cutter was very good, and I felt like it was just not a good. I know a lot of people use them, but for me personally, I really didn't like it. Okay, so now I am gonna cut out where all the bulk is, on the side of the bulk, leaving this one alone. This one here where all the bulk is, I'm gonna cut out this bottom right on the line, dead on it. Don't go over, don't go under. You're gonna go over just a little tiny bit on the top, and I mean the tiniest. Right dead on the center. And I go smaller scissors so I get a better cut. Okay. And what I'm going to do on this one is I am just going to cut the tiniest little bit off, so we don't have a lot of bulk there. I'm going to cut just the tiniest little bit off so there's not a lot of bulk. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, just barely, and I mean barely, just like shave it. Don't cut a big old 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 an inch off there. And there you have it. It is very simple. It looks more complicated than it is. So this time, I'm going to put my pattern up there, and I'm going to cut through both layers. I'm going to measure it out as to where I want it. It is way bigger than this piece because I use it for other things, so I'm going to put it up there. Try to make it as even as I can. Okay. And this time I'm going to cut them together, which is what I should have done the first time. Then I'm going to fold it down 1.5 inches, just the top one, the front one. I'm going to leave the back standing up. So now hopefully this is a better explanation than the first one, because I really had to refigure out that first one since I haven't done it in so incredibly long. Now I'm going to measure down 1.5 inches this time. And I'm going to measure down 1.5 inches over here. Excuse my head for just a minute. All right. And I am going to put on both lines, my ruler, and I'm going to score that. This is how I should have done it the first time. I think this is how I did it the first time, actually. Then I am going to cut down the center of my fold to that fold line right there. and I am going to fold it down. All right, now you see this, we don't need this little piece over here. And if you're folding it the other way, where this is on the top, it would have been cut off. So, now I have to find my fold line, which is right there. Okay. You only have to do this if you put this fold line on the back side and not on the top. I like my fold on the top. I tried it the other way just to see what the difference was. And I do see what the difference is. Oh, and you're going to want to just, like, again, do that tiny little clip. Shave off any extra you don't need. There you go. And then if your line isn't straight, you're going to want to clean it up just a little bit. If I can get it on there, I don't know. I'm having a heck of a time trimming this down. And I'm just going to barely tip that. All right, so it's like that. And then I've got a little ridge here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want that, so I'm going to get rid of that carefully. And I recommend some tiny little scissors for that. Make sure this looks okay to you. And there's the tiniest little hard edge on there. There we go. All right. Now, I like this a little better inside, but I can't say I'm crazy about that one either. I love the one side of these papers, but I'm not crazy about the other side. Now, I notice I'm off on this one just a bit. Okay, here comes the perfectionist in me, going to try to make that perfect. Okay, well, this is bugging me, and I can't figure out how to get to it so I can trim it and not cut the other one. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there we are. Another pocket ready to go. Turned down and ready for decorating. I thought this was 1.5 inches. What did I do wrong? I did something. Oh, I know what I did, guys. I measured from the edge. It was supposed to be from the middle. I was supposed to do it from the middle because from the middle it's 2 inches. It was only supposed to be 1.5 inches. But you know, you can fold that down as long as you want. Now, if you don't like that and you think, oh my gosh, that's just too much topping up there, we could go to the 1.5 inches, and I don't think anyone would see it. So let me see if I can do the 1.5 inches from here. And what I would do, there we go. Now you don't see it. There's the amount I wanted down. I didn't want, well, that's even less. I don't know, you guys. Gosh. Okay. Well, you could see, so you can make it longer if you like, or you can make it shorter. I think I do like the shorter. I think I only ended up maybe What did I end up at? I'm not used to this Tim Holtz ruler. I'm struggling with it, you guys. Oh, it is 1.5 inches. Huh, that's weird why it looks different than this one. I don't know. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I like it like this. I didn't like the big fold down, but you can have a big fold down at 2 inches. Measure from your center, not your sides. Okay, so you just learned what not to do. Don't do it from the sides. Even though it's cut, it is no big deal to glue that. And you'll see I'm gonna glue it and glue it down too. On this other one, I forgot. I like this to be a tuck up here, and I don't want it, what's the word, flapping around. So I'm actually going to lay it down and, oh goodness gracious, and glue it so that I'm creating a tuck right here. Okay, so I've got that glued down, and I'm going to do the same thing over here, only I won't do it just yet because I need to do some inking before, some gluing and some inking before. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this closed. I won't do it in the air. I know it makes some people crazy. My glue bottle's getting kind of light. I think I need to do some refill on it. I've been doing so many projects, so many journals and projects that I'm going through the glue. This way we get a good burnishing glue down, especially the art glitter glue, really locks it into place. Dries it so much quicker when you're rubbing. I read this on a blog that if you burnish your art glitter glue, it helps to set it quicker. Now, I don't want that because I didn't want that big turn down. And I didn't notice it to the last minute, but that's okay. We're just going to glue it up there. So we'll burnish that in place like it says to do. That was a tip I read from somebody. She was is a scrapbooker, and she was saying how they get their glues to go fast because, you know, they're moving along on a scrapbook. I don't scrapbook anymore, but I still keep up with some of the techniques and the papers and, you know, the products that are out there. I used to do it. I probably should have inked this part before I glued it down, but you know, you can do it however you want. Whatever your process is. Some people like to ink first, ink as they go, or not at all. I probably should have inked like I did last time. I inked everything before I put it together. It might have been a lot easier to do the edges. It's about ease. There's no right or wrong way. You can do what you want. I definitely like when the paper is flat, doing the scoring on the right side instead of the left side of the page. You get a much cleaner finish when you fold it over. So if that's your aim, I would definitely do it that way. Give it a quick, just doing it quick on the back because I do decorate both sides, so. Alrighty, now I saw a couple things I didn't care for. One is I don't like a sharp edge. So I want to just barely round that. Yeah, I rounded the other corner, but for some reason I didn't do those two. There we are. Oh, I never did do the back side of this one. So we've gotten 2 done in like 30 minutes. So this is a very fun, quick little project. We could probably do a little decorating and we'll be done. So what I think I'll do, since I have papers from each side, and I don't like the back sides, I'm going to decorate. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to put this down because I want this to be a tuck spot right here. wonder if the heat of when you burnish it is what really keeps it down and doing well. You know, like seals it, makes it stick. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble with words today. Happens to me sometimes, as I explained before. Goodness, I sure made a heck of a mess, didn't I? Alrighty, that's much better. Now I want to make some pockets. So we know I'm going to use vellum. You don't have to use vellum. You can just do whatever you're used to doing over there. You don't have to have the polka dot vellum. You can use clear. You can use whatever you're used to playing with, okay? So don't worry about it. I have it. I like it. I'm using it. I could use some other papers. Sorry, I'm looking for my vellum. What did I do with it? I threw it on the floor. Where'd it go? Oh, it's hiding under my you can use any kind of paper. I just really like the idea of vellum or clear or tracing paper or whatever you've got. I really like that idea. So I'm a disorganized mess today. That's not like me. All right, so I do know that over here I want to put a pocket. And I'm wondering, you don't see a lot if I do that, but I'm really liking this. So I think I'm going to make sure so I'm going to get 2 done to give me enough, you know, choices in paper. And I'm really excited about that because I'm going to use these as gifts for some family members that have birthdays coming up, you know. And I want to treat them, and I know they would like these. So I'm going to do this. And I am going to put a little notch, thumb notch, because we want to show that this is a pocket. And I also want the vellum to show. Why, my stomach's making some noise. It had lunch, but it's late in the day now. Isn't that cute? Now, if I feel like that's too tall a pocket, which I almost kind of do, I could cut it off. But I don't know if I'm gaining, like, I hate to waste the vellum though, you know, not have all the pretty things show. Ouch. That hurt. Okay. I'm an owie queen today. I'm the queen of owies today. Keep hurting myself all day long. Ugh. All right, forget it. I'll just figure it out by eyeball. I was going to measure, but forget it. Forget it. Forget about it. That looks good, and that looks good. Oh, dear. Oh, my. I like that side now all of a sudden. I think I'll do what I started out to do. I think I'll just stick with it. I'm going to ink that again. And I'm going to glue it. So now we have our... Whoops. There it is. I know I've been doing a lot off camera today. Sorry, guys. I feel like I need to apologize because, you know, you do take your time to watch this, so you do actually care about seeing what I'm doing, I assume. I agree. That does work when you burnish that. It just seems like it locks that glue in place and you're good to go. Normally I would have cut both of these pockets at the same time so that my pockets, my thumb notches lined up. There we go. It's done. It is completely done. And all we need for that now is a tall card, which, let's see. Let me find my other one. How tall was this other card that I made last time? It was 8 inches tall. So we can have one completely done. I will cut this one at 8 inches. Oh, this one doesn't go to 8. You know, that happens to me every darn time. It only goes to 6. So if I want something longer, I'm going to have to do it this way. That's okay. You guys don't mind if I get out my big girl here. I'm going to do her a little less because I want this as a journaling card. So she's just a bit under 8. She would be lovely with lace and all kinds of goodies on her, wouldn't she? Here we are. So we will round our corners. Okay. Apparently, she's dropping all of her goodies. My goodness. Sorry about that. There we go. I do want a big cut at the top, bigger than my punch will do. So I'm actually just going to use this one as my guide because I really like the depth of that. I'm going to use that. There we go. Nice and big, right? That looks good. What a gorgeous card that makes. Boy, that makes a beautiful journaling card. Uh-oh. I just noticed a slice in this. Okay, where did that come from? Well, we know how to fix that, don't we? I have a brand new, oops, brand new washi tape that I got on Amazon. I just put in washi tapes, handwriting or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it just gives a part number. That's how it came. I don't know if you can see that. So if you can get that off there and go get it. Oh gosh, I just ripped the top, which I shouldn't have. It has a really pretty little sticker on it. Oh well. Oh well. Now what I want to do is, I don't know how sticky this is. Let's see. Let me see if it's a sticky one. Some of these are just majorly sticky. I am just putting that right on top. I didn't do a very good job. I will trim any excess off that got on there. If you don't think it's going to stick, you can add some glue. And there you go. All fixed. Repair is complete. You can't even tell. It looks like just something that is part of the card. There you are, all fixed. No one will even know. Just give it a little ink, front and back. And no one will ever know, but you and me, shh, don't tell anyone, that we did that. I do want to get my, oh my gosh, my legs. I've been sitting for a couple of hours doing videos. And I just got up and my legs are like, oh, I don't like that. Ooh, that's what I get for sitting. I know better, right? I love this punch. I saw Rachel use it. Then I saw Gail use it. And I went, oh, well, when I saw Rachel, I thought, oh, it's probably something we can't get. You know, it's European. She said she got it in Europe. But then I saw Gail using it, and I went and found it on Amazon. And then Gail said that she got it at Amazon as well, and it was a We Are Memory Keepers. So, shoot, did you see my hand move? Doggone it. Oh, it's not too bad. I didn't mess it up. Darn it, my hand shook just enough. I'll just make sure there's a big old bow there. Let's see, did I put a big bow there? I did. I'll just put a big bow there. I got to see what colors of kind of almost purpley or cream or white or something ribbon I have to put on that, but I won't do that right now. So there is the one for this one. It has its first one. It has a journaling card. Let me find my punch here. Man, there goes my stomach again, I swear. It knows I'm doing a video, and it's complaining at me. It wants you to think I don't take care of it. I fed it. I had a sandwich. I had chips. I had a couple cookies, homemade cookies. I had a soda. I'm like, stop it. And I had breakfast. I had Sunday brunch even. So I kind of ate 2 really good meals, fairly close together. But why it's growling at me? Naughty tummy. Guess I'm going to have to go find some fruit or something for my snack. Now we can put that there, or we can put it there. And let me see, what else have we got we could use? In this kit, there are all kinds of fun pieces that you could use to decorate your pocket, which is one thing, this collection is one thing that it does have, which I just love, is all these wonderful cards. Would actually, do I have time? A little bit. Let's see, what time do I have? Oh yeah, I got a little time. I don't want to lose the branding strip. Well, they don't even have a branding strip. It's just a pretty strip at the top where a branding strip should be. I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to cut it off because it's just beautiful. And you know, I like to use things like that. And then just to make this easier on me, there's 4 of these in each collection, so I don't feel like it's a problem to cut one up like this and make it into journaling cards or whatever. I think these are great. The scrapbookers call these cut-aparts, but for us, they're journal cards. So, you know. And then the rest I can just cut on a small cutter instead of using that great big cutter. Ta-da! Now we can go to the small cutter. Yay. All right. Because I see a few I would like to use to stick into those pockets. Ooh, I notice it's getting dull on one end. Goodness, I haven't had it that long. So, I mean, we have quite a few little wonderful pieces we can stick in there. Now, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have like that one we could put in there. We could put that one in there. We could put that one in there. We could put that one up there. So now your pocket is your large journal pocket, your large tag pocket. Now has all kinds of goodies in it, and they look so cute, and it's ready to be given as a gift. You could decorate each of these pieces. You could add lace to the bottom of this. You can add a word like I did. Let me see, what did I do for all this? Yes, I added some words. I added a word up here. And, you know, I will go back and do that before I give them as a gift. Just to make sure. This particular kit didn't, I mean, this particular collection didn't have any words in it other than what you see on here. And I sure don't want to cut them off here. But I have plenty of words from a Jewel Design. So I will just go grab some of her beautiful ornamental words or her vintage words, some of her vertical words. She has a little bit of everything. So she has over 20 word pages in her shop that are from vintage and Victorian words to everyday words to love words to, you know, everything you could possibly want. So let's see, what should I put? I put a light one up there. And then I could put that dark one there, and I could put a lighter one there, and we could put one there. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. So there you have it. Where's our other one? What do we do with it? Where'd it go? Oh, this one has its tag. Oh, that's right. There's a pocket on the back of this. Guess what we're missing? We're missing a pocket. So what do we have that we could put on the back of that? Because on this one, where's our other one? I'm missing the other one. Sorry, guys. It's got to be in this mess. Oh, there we go. I found it. Things are piling up on the right of me here. So this one, I would want something dark. I would want this dark one over here. That would mean then that for this darker one, I could use this pink one over here and make my back pocket there. And then that would have its pocket on the back just like this does, and fill that up with words. I mean, words, cards, journaling cards. So see, I can do this, which I think I would do that on the back of that one. Put a little thumb notch in it and fill it up. And then this one can have the reverse on the front and the back. We can have these on here. So I'm very excited about that. So there you have it. Our wonderful extra large tag pockets. That's what these are, extra large tag pockets. You all asked to see how these are made. I hope I did okay. Like I said, I don't do tutorials, but I know you were anxious to see how it was made. Hopefully I didn't muck it up too bad, and you can actually tell from the instructions what I was saying, and I did okay. So I want to thank you all for watching, coming along and hanging out with me, putting up with my craziness here. And I hope you will come along and join me again very soon. Please keep watching and commenting. I adore each and every one of you. I love you all. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.